Hey everyone, welcome back to our kitchen. I'm Lauren, this is Emily. We're two of Festival's Mealtime Mentors, and today we're bringing the world to your table with a traditional Moroccan-style dish made easier with the slow cooker.
Yes, that's right, Lauren. Today we are making slow cooker Moroccan chicken, and I think we should just get started.
Yes, with the beauty of the slow cooker, which is why we love using the slow cooker, is that everything just goes in and we turn it on, and a couple hours later our meal is ready. So that's what we're doing today.
Yes.
So we're using this, you want to talk about the handy dandy slow
absolutely.
cooker bags too?
So we love using these slow cooker bags. You can find them in the aisle with the aluminum foil and plastic wrap, but this just makes cleanup a breeze because you can just lift this out and throw it away once you're done. So really easy cleanup.
Yes, love using these. All right, so I'm going to start adding in our veggies. So we have green peppers today. We're also adding in some red onion to give some really good flavor, and we've just chopped these up. Also adding in chickpeas or garbanzo beans. So these were in a can. We drained and rinsed them. Very traditional to Moroccan style.
And we love beans because they pack the protein, the plant-based protein, and some fiber as well.
Yes, absolutely. And then we've got canned diced tomatoes.
And when you're looking for canned vegetables, there are no salt added varieties as well. So you may want to look out for those as well, because that way you can really control the amount of sodium or salt in your dishes.
Yes, and we wouldn't want to obviously drain and rinse the canned tomatoes, but like with beans and things like that, that definitely helps get rid of some of that salt.
Yep.
And then we're adding in one of my favorite ingredients in this dish, golden raisins, which is something a little bit different, but adds a really nice touch of sweetness to this dish, but natural sweetness.
Yes, and this is also a very traditional Moroccan ingredient. You'll find that in a lot of dishes from this country. So adding some extra flavor, we're going to add some tomato paste, some more umami to this yummy dish. And then our spices, we have some paprika, some cumin, and some cinnamon. And then we're going to add a little bit of salt and just a little bit more liquid in the form of some water.
And with many of our world to table recipes this year in 2018, we are using some different spices and things like that. These are pretty traditional spices that we're using today, but if we do use a different type of spice, or maybe you don't have cumin on hand at home, a great place to find these different spices is in the bulk spice area in our natural department. What's great about that is if you have a recipe that needs a tablespoon of something, you can buy a tablespoon of that spice. Number one, to give it a try and see if you actually like it. Number two, then you don't buy a whole thing and maybe not use it for another year. And over time, those spices tend to lose their flavor.
Yes. Yep, that's a great tip. I love using that area of our stores for that exact reason.
Yes, definitely, me too. So we've mixed everything up here. Our next step would be to add the chicken. We're just gonna put this right over the top.
You could make this dish completely plant-based by just doubling the amount of garbanzo beans in this dish and then omitting the chicken. But we're just adding some chicken breast for a little bit of extra lean protein.
And you could use chicken thighs as well. We just like using chicken breast, really easy. But yeah, we just cubed it up and just put it over the top. So we'll cook this on low for 6 to 8 hours, or on high for 3 to 4, depending really on how much time you have. But it really makes your house smell absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna go grab our done ones.
Yeah, and while Lauren's doing that, the last step that you would do before you would serve this you would add a little bit of peanut butter, or you could also add sun butter or almond butter, but this just gives a nice nutty flavor to this dish.
Yes, and you can really smell that too, but again, it just really ties into this whole cuisine with the Moroccan theme. This would be something that would be traditionally added to this type of dish.
And I do want to point out, when you are searching for peanut butter, something that's good to look out for are the just peanut varieties. So they just contain peanuts, no salt or sugar added. So that's a great item to look for and add to this dish.
Particularly when you're cooking and things like that too, you don't necessarily need all those extra ingredients because you're adding a little bit of salt or a little bit of natural sweetness with the raisins, for example, in this recipe. So best to just find those things that are just the peanuts or just the almonds or whatever it may be. So should we give this
let's do it.
a taste? I'm just dying to dig in because it smells so good. I'm gonna get some beans in here. Oh my gosh, all these flavors really come together perfectly.
You know, it's really delicious on its own, but you could also serve this over brown rice, or couscous would be a really traditional ingredient, or maybe even quinoa.
Yes, and this recipe goes pretty far too. I mean, this is a lot right here. It definitely makes quite a bit. And great for leftovers too, for the rest of the week or even just for dinners other nights when you don't have a lot of time. So we hope you give this slow cooker Moroccan chicken recipe a try.
And for more recipes and resources from your mealtime mentors, visit fastfoods.com.